Imagine for a moment a holy ceremony that is veiled in peril, where a single mistake might lead to an endless cycle of fear, and where you are surrounded by forces that are beyond your ability to control. Imagine a sacred scroll from ancient times, so powerful and mysterious that contemplating its secrets could send one into a maelstrom of misery or ensnare you in dark powers that would bind you forever. A fascinating book that came to be known as the Book of Abramelin was published in the 15th century. The Book of Abramelin inspired individuals seeking extraordinary power and a deep bond with a guardian angel to set out on a journey into the unknown. However, the journey ahead is a challenging one that spans 1.5 years, aimed at purifying the body and spirit while pushing your endurance to its limits. The voyage is so difficult that only the most unyielding souls are able to make it through it. It is a test of the heart. Who among them is unable to succeed? Either they disappear into the shadows, their thoughts unraveling, or they are permanently haunted by the malicious powers that they were unable to triumph over. They do not simply turn their backs on the situation. Let us, dearly loved audience, take a moment to contemplate the true price that this revered custom has actually paid. Or is it a perilous trap that masquerades as enlightenment? Is it a quest that leads to unrivaled wisdom and fortitude? In this video, we will embark on an engrossing journey to uncover the terrifying revelations of the Book of Abramelin, delving into its origins and the harrowing tales of those who bravely attempted to solve its mysteries. You are going to hear a story that has the potential to alter the way you understand things that are concealed and mysterious. So get ready to listen carefully. You are about to be confronted with a sacred rite that poses a great deal of peril. If you are not careful enough to carry it out, it has the potential to ensnare your own being in a vicious loop of fear that never seems to end. You would realize at that very time that you were surrounded by powers that are beyond your comprehension. Lo and behold, the Book of Abramelin, a sacred volume veiled in mystery and wonder, stands as one of the most intriguing and powerful works in the chronicles of mystical knowledge. Through its central rite, one is granted the astonishing ability to harness superhuman powers, which is bestowed upon them by a celestial protector. However, those who have already embarked on this journey warn that the expenses can exceed any reasonable estimate. This film takes us on a journey through the book's sacred beginnings, its captivating rituals, and the amazing stories of those who bravely chose to engage with it. Join us until the end to learn why this holy practice is considered a trap and the grave mistake that could ruin those who follow it. Since the beginning of time, many souls and spirits have been captivated by the enchantment that may be found in ancient manuscripts. These are not your typical texts. Rather, they serve as holy guides that reveal sacred rituals, invocations, and secret formulas. They provide a glimpse into powers that surpass human comprehension. The treasured manuscripts have been a source of wisdom for those who have been searching for the mysteries of the cosmos ever since the beginning of human history. These individuals have been alchemists, masters of the mystical arts, or explorers of profound truths. In spite of this, they have come to realize that they are cloaked in a cloak of fear and caution. There is a magnificent collection of old manuscripts that contains intricate stories, mysterious secrets, and captivating experiences. This collection is among the many ancient scriptures. Book of Abramelin is the name given to this famous piece of scripture. A unique individual by the name of Abraham von Worms penned this mysterious manuscript in the 15th century. He asserted that he had traveled the world in pursuit of the most profound mysteries of the occult. He came upon a mystic by the name of Abramelin in the ancient kingdom of Egypt. He was a wise old man who imparted profound insights to him that would forever alter the path that his life would take. The Book of Abramelin reveals a unique ritual aimed at connecting with a guardian angel, a daring and perilous journey. This stands in stark contrast to other volumes, which are teeming with spells and incantations designed to manipulate the fundamental essence of life. This heavenly figure is the key to unlocking powerful mystical abilities and attaining a profound awareness of the truth. In fact, achieving this objective is fraught with challenges that are extremely difficult to overcome and, as countless individuals will attest, laden with peril for those who embark upon it without adequate preparation. Unlike many of its contemporaries, this book stands out as it does not employ straightforward incantations or magical formulas. True wealth, profound devotion, and unwavering security are not things that can be conjured up through superficial incantations. It exposes, rather, a road that leads to a significant transformation for the person who is seeking. So, in order to reach the sacred vibrational state that will allow the seeker to communicate with their guardian angel, they must pray every day, stay pure, live alone, and follow strict rules for many moons. In order for the seeker to confront and triumph over the 12 evil spirits that, according to the ancient teachings, will make an effort to hinder their ascent, the seeker must first complete this holy quest. Nevertheless, a threat is looming inside the context of this story. On this path, any misstep, any weakness, or any failing of spirit may summon powers that are beyond our control. Take care if you want to avoid this. Those who participated in the ceremony have reported having their lives upended. There is a profound sensation of dread and terror that grips at their hearts due to the fact that shadows flicker in the corners of their chambers during the calm of the night, and faint murmurs glide through the darkness. There have been some people who have traveled to the great beyond. Some people have deviated much from the path of reason. Certainly, there are those who assert that their lives have undergone a tremendous transformation and narrate experiences of dramatic change. In what way does this ancient book inspire such a sense of dread? This ancient book inspires a sense of dread primarily because it transcends beyond mere awe. Many people find it difficult to persevere through this test. The seeker is supposed to gain wisdom and strength that cannot be matched by anyone else when they face the situation with pure intention. If they make a mistake, they may be trapped in never-ending torture. Beyond the simple execution of ceremonial magic, the Abramelin ritual reveals itself as a magnificent journey in its own right. This incredible voyage of personal development challenges the seeker's spirit and resolve to their limits. It is a journey that is truly remarkable. A single mistake, a fleeting moment of weakness, or a brief flicker of doubt can incite shadows that may not only break their spirit, but will also linger, casting a gloom over their days until the very end. This is not the only reason why not everyone is chosen to walk this path. It is not just because it requires a great deal of courage and determination. Those who are unable to complete this ritual are supposed to undergo a transformation that is permanent. It is said that this ritual represents a path from which there is no more turning back. The seeker's life undergoes a transformation the moment they set out on this holy trip. It transforms into a magnificent tapestry that is stitched with a purpose that goes far beyond their own consciousness. For a period of 18 months, they are going to embark on a voyage of unwavering dedication, during which they will forego all of the joys that the world has to offer. Behold, the process of preparing is an undertaking that is extremely difficult to do. The experience of being alone sheds light on a profound and important fact. In spite of their best efforts, they are unable to establish a connection with the world that is beyond her comprehension. They should avoid any and all connections with other people. Through prayer, contemplation, and the purifying of their spirits, they are encouraged to engage in a profound level of devotion. Following a focused routine that is carried out in a seamless manner, they gather together at predetermined times amid the rhythm of everyday life to seek solace in prayer and thought. Purification and cleanliness of the body are, in fact, necessary. The individual who is initiated is urged to refrain from consuming any form of food that is considered to be impure, including meat. Watch out. Consuming alcoholic beverages, tobacco products, or any other substances that have the potential to cloud one's ability to think properly is expressly prohibited. Even when they are by themselves, they are commanded to abstain from engaging in any act of sexual behavior. Their resolve can be weakened, and they can become more susceptible to the adversaries who lurk in the shadows if they deviate from the path of righteousness in any way. The holy tradition must be abandoned without question if they show any sign of wavering in their fidelity to these vows. Dwelling in a condition of impurity is the same as turning one's back on the path that leads to achievement and calling upon oneself to incur severe penalties. This difficult journey is being undertaken to prepare the mind and spirit for the heavenly calling of the guardian angel, which is the holy climax of the ritual. As described in the holy writings, this figure encapsulates the essential essence of the seeker's comprehension that has been elevated, providing direction, guarding the spirit, and enabling one to transcend the boundaries of human weakness. It shines as the brightest light in the universe. The road to achieving this heavenly link is, without a doubt, treacherous and fraught with difficulties. The guardian angel will only choose to reveal their divine presence if the individual demonstrates unwavering faith and self-dedication. This occurs when the individual has completely eradicated all thoughts of uncertainty, fear, and weakness from the core of their being. Nevertheless, this is the point at which the real ordeal becomes apparent. The seeker must defeat the hostile forces patrolling their path to receive the guardian angel's blessing. The recognition that light can only find its brightness in the embrace of shadows is a fundamental component of the magnificent tapestry that is existence. Not only that, but the shadows are depicted as the four strong princes of hell in the treasured teachings of the Book of Abramelin. A personification of pride and disobedience, Lucifer is the primary antagonist. He approaches with a graceful and soft manner, not with the intention of dominating or instilling fear. It is the alluring pull of want that serves as his instrument. He speaks to the person who is looking for something with a soft voice, and he offers the promise of immeasurable power, boundless wisdom, and the chance to shape the world according to their own desires. In order for them to proceed with their journey, he is able to persuade them that the guiding spirit is no longer required. They operate outside the bounds of the laws that control the situation. Over the course of their existence, they have taken on the role of their own heavenly entity. In the event that the practitioner allows pride to overwhelm them and gives up on the ritual at this immediate instant, they have already experienced defeat. And behold, what is the most frustrating feature of this situation? In spite of this, it is possible that they will continue to be unaware of everything. They may appear wealthy, but they've given up their most valuable asset, their presence. Leviathan, the very personification of anarchy and depravity, then emerges from the midst of the turmoil. The purpose of Leviathan is not to divert the practitioner's attention away from the intended sacred ceremony. He does an act that is even more heinous than the previous one. He plants seeds of uncertainty in their minds. He subtly weaves uncertainty into their thoughts, thereby changing their understanding of time and the limitless world that surrounds them. Through his guidance, he leads them away from the genuine purpose that was the impetus for their holy pilgrimage in the first place. He weaves a story of confusion within their hearts, leading them to contemplate the fundamental principles that underpin their beliefs and the truths that they formerly held dear. When doubt takes hold of their spirits, Leviathan drags them into an endless cycle of suffering. To our astonishment, the third individual to reveal his actual nature is the crafty liar, the architect of lies, and the architect of destruction. Just as Leviathan intricately manipulates the fabric of reality, the enemy similarly taints the bedrock of virtue and the core beliefs of the faithful. This domain is not characterized by the allure of temptation or the grandiose promises of power. Rather, it is characterized by a whirlwind of disorder. Within the context of a tale that is both ominous and captivating, the adversary tears at the very substance of the novice's spirit, compelling them to confront their most profound fears, their most significant wounds, and the weights of regret that continue to weigh on their heart. He guides them through the complex web of their existence, illuminating every mistake they made, every decision they made that was not in their best interest, and every instance in which they failed to make progress on their quest. In this chapter, the most vulnerable of them walk away from the light of truth, plunging into a deep abyss of anguish from which it appears that there is no way to escape. The shadowy form of Beelzebub, who is the herald of immorality and the very essence of moral degradation, emerges into the light after a protracted period of time. Beelzebub makes an effort to direct the initiate, urging them to remain steadfast within the embrace of the sacred ceremony she is performing. He desires their fulfillment if it fits his divine purpose. He intends to take them to the depths of the ocean, pressuring them to completely surrender themselves and therefore transforming them into his devoted disciples. During this holy moment, the practitioner rises above themselves and accepts a higher calling than they had previously experienced. They have been deprived of their spirit and their actual identity, and they stand as a mere shadow. When they succumb to Beelzebub, they transform into something far more dreadful than mere defeat. They become the embodiment of the very enemy they once sought to defeat. On the other hand, the story persists beyond that moment. As individuals, the four princes do not exist in isolation. Many smaller demons and spirits lurk in the shadows, waiting to exploit the practitioner when they are weak. The darkness of their anxieties, fears, and repressed desires fuels these forces. In the event that the initiate is unable in their mission to subdue these creatures, they will change into ruthless parasites of the soul, draining essential energy and progressively consuming the essence of the individual until there is nothing left. Only those who courageously endure these tests and maintain their resolve in the face of the Dark One's temptations, the mighty serpent's corruption, the opponent's chaos, and the Lord of Flies' wickedness will receive genuine recompense. A guardian angel's brilliant guidance is a blessing only chosen people receive. Those who have prevailed over the demons are the only ones who are able to attain mastery over them. They are able to use these once dreadful adversaries as instruments on their journey towards strength and wisdom. However, there is one question that continues to be asked by those who are intrigued. There are a lot of people who avoid asking this question. Who, exactly, is the master of whom? In fact, those who participate in the holy ceremony emerge transformed, their soul and essence irrevocably altered. However, despite the fact that they were victorious against the evil powers that had been tormenting them, those forces continue to be vigilant and never forget their previous encounters. The performance of the Abramelin ritual functions as a trip, leading those who wish to achieve profound comprehension. It is a pact with the things that know you well. Those individuals who are successful in this quest will be endowed with a great deal of capability. Nevertheless, the repercussions for those who make a mistake are significantly more severe than a mere loss. According to the legend, the ritual acts as a doorway, and if it is not shut with care, wild and untamed spirits may remain in the practitioner's world, chasing them for all of eternity. If the ritual is not meticulously sealed, this may occur. When one makes a mistake while engaging in this holy practice, it is not only a moment that diverts attention away from the trip. This is not a test that allows for a second chance. Rather, it is a voyage that only occurs once. After the journey has begun, there is no way to go back and change course. In the event that the magician discovers that he is unable to exert control over the demons who manifest themselves at the last step, these formidable entities do not simply vanish into the background. They do not simply fade into oblivion. Instead, they uncover that they have become ensnared within the practitioner's realm, where they are observing, grumbling, and gradually losing their vitality until they reach a point of terrible despair. One can recognize a tapestry of symptoms in the accounts of individuals who have experienced the failure of a ritual. These symptoms are woven together by shared threads of similar patterns that reverberate across our accounts of their experiences. There are numerous stories that describe the gradual descent into the depths of despair. It is common for the seeker to experience restless sleep and unsettling dreams during the calm of the night. In these dreams, the seeker frequently perceives the watchful gaze of shadowy beings that are hiding in the darkness. As a result, visions began to weave themselves into the fabric of waking existence. These sights included shadowy shadows, dancing at the periphery of sight, voices that were not embodied uttering names, and an unnerving sensation of being caressed by hands that were not present. The shadows of suspicion intensify as the days go by. The characters are brought to life with a remarkable vividness that captivates both the head and the emotions. The soft mutterings eventually transform into definite instructions, and there are times when the incomprehensible wails reverberate throughout the silence. The presence of shadowy entities dwelling in the darkest parts of their homes, with their watchful eyes bearing down upon them, is described in a narrative that is quite unsettling by people who have experienced such incidents. It is said that there are stories of souls coming face to face with a mysterious force that seems to entangle them in their dreams. It is as if a powerful presence is attempting to assert its authority over their own essence. On the other hand, the most frightening feature is not limited to the existence of the otherworldly or the supernatural. The profound understanding that these beings are woven into a magnificent tapestry of purpose is what enables this insight. They are not only gloomy mutterings or mental illusions that have been fabricated by the mind. These are the precise foes that the obedient servant was ultimately destined to triumph over in the final chapter of the Holy Trip. Unbelievably, rather than being vanquished, they have taken control of the situation and assumed the role of authority. There is a narrative about a noteworthy person named Aleister Crowley that is woven into the grand fabric of history. In this story, Aleister Crowley's attempt to carry out the revered Abramelin ritual was taken in an unexpected direction, which resulted in the creation of a significant chapter in the story of mystical traditions. In the enthralling decade of the 1920s, Crowley endeavored to carry out a revered rite at his abbey of Thelema, which was located in the captivating realm of Sicily. Nevertheless, he discovered that he was unable to finish the course, and he made the decision to leave, leaving the voyage unfulfilled. In this way, it transpired that the residence turned into a region of curiosity, a place where mysterious and incomprehensible occurrences started to take influence. People who were wandering around told stories about dark beings who moved silently through the corridors, odd red stains that appeared on the surfaces, and an oppressive environment that made resting a faraway dream. In spite of the fact that Crowley never publicly admitted the shortcomings of the ceremony, he quickly left the house and never went back to its threshold again. Recent reports from contemporary practitioners of the mystical arts offer experiences that are similar to those described in myths and legends from the past. Some individuals have had the audacity to participate in aspects of the respected tradition, despite the fact that they have neglected to take advantage of the comprehensive wisdom that is offered, and they have related accounts of disquieting outcomes. Suddenly, shadows materialized in the tranquility of their homes, an ethereal presence that instilled a sense of terror in their very beings. The atmosphere was filled with soft murmurs, shrouded in mystery, giving them a disconcerting sense of constant surveillance. The recordings, which were filled with an abundance of enigmatic sounds, provided evidence of the peculiar occurrences that took place in their lives. There are various accounts of persons who have had remarkable transformations in their nature, such as becoming more suspicious or exhibiting indicators that are similar to those that are associated with the sensation of being overwhelmed. Within the sacred text of the Book of Abramelin, there are stories of incidents that repeat the warnings that are interspersed throughout the text. Those individuals who have unexpectedly discovered that they are adrift in the tumultuous waters of their own thoughts, experiencing times of perplexity and separation, and for whom there is no clear cause for their troubles. Others have disappeared into the shadows, leaving no trace behind, not long after they have had the opportunity to investigate this holy literature. In a tale that is shrouded in mystery, there have been people who have met their end under perplexing circumstances, showing indications of wounds that they had inflicted against themselves and carrying enigmatic messages written in tongues that continue to be a mystery to this day. The fact that this ritual goes beyond the boundaries of a straightforward esoteric experiment is something that jumps out. It is a route that requires a profound determination to treasure every moment encountered along the journey, as well as a devotion that is unwavering and unwaveringly committed. The travel to emancipation is difficult because the door swings wide and the seeker realizes they cannot close it. Upon closer examination, it becomes evident that the Book of Abramelin is a priceless gem that surpasses the traditional boundaries of a grimoire. Only a select few individuals are willing to confront this formidable challenge, and even fewer are successful in overcoming it. Throughout history, people have depicted this sacred activity as a means to attain enlightenment. yet unwary practitioners may succumb to its pitfalls. Through the process of weaving together the threads of discipline, isolation, and belief, it creates a rich tapestry of comprehension. A risky encounter with the unknown, in which every weakness becomes a conduit to forces that are intended to remain unaffected, is what this encounter requires. Those who successfully overcome evil forces and form a connection with their heavenly guardian can gain insights that surpass human understanding. On the other hand, the expense of embarking on such a tour is an incomprehensible amount. A different course of action was taken by Aleister Crowley in the Annals of Time, and those who had the audacity to investigate the mysteries of the ritual were met with severe consequences. Those who chose to embark on this dangerous journey faced significant consequences, ranging from intense fear and confusion to the complete vanishing of their former identities. The reality is that this phenomenon has existed for an extended period and surpasses mere narratives or frivolous ideas. An indelible imprint has been left on the annals of the marvelous arts as a result of this adventure. We are at a crossroads, dear audience, and we are pondering the ageless question: is the path we are walking actually worth the risks that may be in store for us in the future? The answer is a resounding negative for a huge number of people's spirits everywhere. On the other hand, there are those who are adamant in their conviction that the promise of a return makes carrying out the risk a worthwhile activity. When a person is steadfast and determined in their aim, they are able to peek into the shadows and discover true insight. In reference to this topic, what are your thoughts? Is this ritual a means of achieving fortitude, or is it a covert ailment that is being hidden in the pretense of progress toward enlightenment? You are cordially invited to share your thoughts and opinions with us in the comments section below. If you're interested in exploring the past, please like this post and join our community to read more fascinating stories. We will get together once more in the following video, provided that the destinies of our trips allow them to intersect again. As we near the end of our journey through the holy text of the Book of Abramelin, my heart is filled with profound meditation on the profound truths we have discovered. The events that take place in this story are not simply a story about forbidden information. Rather, they serve as a powerful warning of the perils that might develop in the pursuit of power when one fails to take into account the actual costs that are to come. One can see the delicate balance between enlightenment and fallibility by listening to the moving stories of people who failed to perform the holy rites and were subsequently lost in despair and tormented by evil spirits. When someone seeks meaning, they may find themselves on a dangerous path, full of obstacles, where the stakes are high and the price may reach their core. The Book of Abramelin's encouragement to confront our own shortcomings resonates deeply with us. This highly regarded pursuit is not about exercising authority over other people. Rather, it is a way to achieve mastery over oneself. It is a journey that invites us to embrace unflinching devotion, unrelenting drive, and the guts to explore the secret depths that are contained within our souls. This story serves as a monument to our resilience and may also serve as a cautionary tale about the consequences of allowing our desires to run unrestrained. Let us examine this profound truth. We are entrusted with a great responsibility, and we do it with the blessing of wisdom and the power of authority. As we stand on the brink of the vast unknown, drawn by the captivating mysteries that beckon us, let us take a moment to reflect on whether our hearts are ready to embrace the truths that await us on this journey we are about to undertake. I strongly suggest that you give this a lot of thought and consideration after that. In your pursuit of comprehension, what are you prepared to sacrifice in order to achieve it? To establish your authority, what kind of sacrifice are you willing to make? Come, let us get together and contemplate these questions, digging into the secrets that are still to come, and persistently searching for the truth that goes beyond the preconceived notions that we have had for a long time. Engage in honest conversations and deep reflection, and remember that enlightenment may require offerings. Nevertheless, one must ask themselves whether the journey is genuinely worth going through. Oh, dear friend, that is a question that resides deep within your inner being, aching for your own understanding to provide the answer to the query and reveal the truth.